Right, we are back with Rogue Trader. Gonna talk to the different people. I already know what's going on, and I'll make my decision. But I want to talk to all the families, find out what the fuck, if I can figure out who is actually behind this shit and kill them all. The Lord and Lady, sumptuously dressed in colors of House Scaprak, are standing in a half circle around Toriana and her son Vincent. The bodies and faces of almost every member of this dynasty are covered in large, ornate augmetics. Greetings, your ladyship. May the Omnissiah grant you understanding. With a click, her binocular swivels through the seneschal. Abelard, it must be difficult for you to be here under these circumstances, with your house standing accused of such a grave crime. My family, Lady Toriana, is yet to be found guilty of anything. That verdict is for the rogue trader to reach. Do you think the accusations against the Worsarian family are true? I would not take such a responsibility upon myself and rule on their guilt, your ladyship. I do think Governor Drysom's accusations are worthy of consideration, however. In your opinion, which nobles might have reason to be party to such a conspiracy? Pardon my bluntness, your ladyship, but I will answer truthfully. It could be anyone. Greed, fear, ideals can drive even the most loyal subjects to the unthinkable. I found this note on the bodies of one of the attackers. What are your thoughts on it? Officially, high-functioning servitors are employed by my house and my house alone. If such units were to attack the rogue trader, suspicion would instantly fall upon the Gapraks. I assume that this is what the Worsarians intended to happen, but did not expect that the servitors would have this letter on them. I shall take my leave. Does he talk? Oh. Take my leave. So he didn't say anything interesting. The Sourbacks. Don't trust them. Your ladyship. Petka's Sourback, looking like a younger copy of his father, stands at a slight distance close to his mother. An expensive yet understated dress serves to highlight the dazzling beauty of Macarius' wife, Regina Sourback. Sourback looks at Juliet and with revulsion flickers across his face. See if I can do this. Look closely at Macarius. Sight of Sourback's appear attempts to suppress his revulsion. The presence of inhumans in your retinue undoubtedly reflects his fervent desire to eliminate the enemies of humanity. Do you really believe the Worsarians are guilty? Certainly. Governor Drysdale possesses proof of their guilt, and they have by no means which to refute it. Even if I were to entertain the idea that the Worsarians are being framed, how much longer would their house have lasted anyway, if it is so ill prepared for treachery? My advice to House Worsarian would be not to appeal to the rogue traders for help, but instead to simply stop, accept their fate, and not make matters worse for themselves. Don't trust him. I cannot remember Selena Vordstar von Valencia seeking your advice on what House Worsarian should do in this situation. Pay attention, Macarius. Focus on the rogue trader's questions. Who, apart from the Worsarians, could have a motive to conspire against me? House Drystem wished to expand their clout. House Gaprak, who lost their influence after the Kiavagama incident. Sourback looks back at his family and turns to you again. House Sourback, whose patriarch is too direct in his communication with the rogue trader. Anyone could have reason to conspire against you, and equally, they could have none. It is not a question of motive, but of loyalty. Each of your subjects has sworn an oath of loyalty to you, so whose sincerity do you doubt? Do my companions distress you, Sourback? The rogue trader is the chosen servant of the Emperor and one of humanity's best. By surrounding yourself with depraved Xenos who scorn the very exceptionalism of humankind, you teeter on the brink of heresy, and no privilege granted by the Emperor can blind others to that fact. The thought of existing in the same sector as Xenos is revolting, but their presence in your retinue here, in the capital city of Von Valencia's trade dynasty, enrages me. To have Xenos sullying the streets of this planet after what we endured, and under the protection of the rogue trader, no less. Your unveiled hatred for me is so obvious, Sourback. It is grounds enough to charge you with heresy. I am hearing this from you, the Emperor's servant who flouts all that is sacred, the person who seems to think the laws of the Imperium are meaningless. Macarius, now is a time when you would do well to stop and not make matters worse for yourself. Yeah, I don't trust him. And then the last family to talk to... As you draw closer, the warden step aside, bowing respectfully, allowing you to approach the Rosarian family. Clementia, tired and slightly disheveled, is the first to bow her head to you in deference. Several men and women behind her follow suit. Your ladyship, accept my most humble apologies for failing to greet you properly, and my thanks for agreeing to speak to me before making your final decision. The charges brought about by the governor are severe, but I can only assure you of this and swear on my own honor we are not guilty of the crimes that House Rosarian is being accused of. Clementia, you are acting head of this family. You were supposed to take care of each and every member. Now you are being accused of treason and collusion against a rogue traitor. The entire family is facing death. How could you let this happen? Are you truly guilty? Be honest. I will not tolerate lies. Clementia, if you would know that a member of your family is guilty of the crimes you are being accused of. Abelard, it is your family too, you know. My apologies, I should not lose my composure. No member of House Rosarian is involved in a conspiracy against your ladyship. Honor and loyalty are not something we take lightly, and we know whom we serve. Sorry. The governor claims you forged documents to the administratum. The fleet is the primary remit of House Rosarian. It is our responsibility. Logistics and supply routes are another area of our responsibility. We have no direct influence on the inner workings of the Adeptus Administratum. The first large-scale deliveries were canceled after quantities of food were miscalculated by clerks in the Administratum. Then we were faced with incorrect weather data and a meager fuel budget. It was clear that the cause of all these problems was the calculation performed in the Administratum in one way or another, but no matter how many times we asked, we could never obtain any clarification on the matter. I found this letter on one of the bodies of the heretics who planned the attack. What can you tell me about it? Your ladyship, let us be frank. It would be foolish of me to try to orchestrate something like this, knowing how many wardens are patrolling your palace. I'm not to let myself or anyone in my family get involved in such a scheme. If you're not guilty, who is? Who stands to gain from framing you? Anyone, really. The other houses consider us unworthy of our position, and many would jump at the chance to get rid of us and gain control over what was once our domain. The planet's fleet and logistics, at the very least. Lady Theodora chose to grant noble status to House Rosarian, but the other houses which have served in the expanse for millennia did not welcome the decision, and has led to some difficulties. I want to find out what is going on here and who the real mastermind behind all this is. Where should I start? I'm afraid I cannot be of much help. Talk to the representatives of other houses, eavesdrops on the retinues, and perhaps you will hear something unusual. How may I help you, your ladyship? Are you ready to pronounce your verdict yet? Summon everyone. Maybe before I make a mistake, just in case. I will say scum this shit till I get what I want. Summon everyone. I'm ready to pronounce my verdict. Understood, your ladyship. Allow me to prepare everything. Many faces are watching you, each and every one awaiting the rogue trader's verdict with bated breath. The charges brought by Governor Drysdale were fabricated. House Rosarian had nothing to do with the orchestration of the riots or the plot targeting the rogue trader, yet this matter is far from concluded. A wave of shocked murmuring sweeps the nobles, then quickly gives way to the oppressive house. Not much as a whisper interrupts your speech. House Sourback, guilty. The head of your family has never tried to hide his attitude toward me. That is more than enough to convict him. I will not go against your despicable verdict. I will accept it. House Sourback has never given me any reason to doubt our loyalty, and thus I will accept death with pride. For there is more honor in that than in serving the likes of you. Regina takes a breath to say something, but stops at the last moment. Her beautiful face does not express anything but frosty resignation. The noble dynasty and all of its branches have been found guilty in heresy. By the order of the rogue trader, the entire house will be executed. The sentence is to be carried out immediately. By the order of the rogue trader, the members of House Sourback are sentenced to death for heresy and crimes against the Von Valencia Strait dynasty. Okay, I want to kill Regina. Keep her as a... Wow, that's pretty bloody. When the nobles dispersed, sated by the bloody performance, Abelard approached you, his steps firm. Lord Captain. You have my thanks. The rogue trader should not waste time on the matters of her servants that her servants and trustees can resolve, but in this case, your intervention was necessary, not just for the sake of my family, but for your trade dynasty as well. The Sourbacks were one of the first families to come to the Expanse. They have served the Emperor for hundreds of years and have never shown any signs of disloyalty, at least none in any official sources. It is quite regrettable that their noble line has ended in such a manner. Virginia Sourback, evidently Conrad's accomplices continue to plot against your protectorate. I fear we have not heard the last of such scoundrels. Thank to you, Lord Captain, House Viserion is saved, although it came close to being wiped out as a result of scheming without impudence from within. Sometimes I think about how much I could teach them. I would ensure that they survive in the future without me. You and your family must be prepared for the next time something like this happens. That is true, they need to be prepared for it, and I want to believe that they will be able to take care for themselves. I need time to reflect upon what happened and the role I played in it. I think I will be ready to resume this conversation later when we are back aboard the ship. Abelard bows to you deferentially and turns away, lost in thought. Let's get that guy out of here. That's one thing done. What's next on the quest list? Oh, I can go, so I can get there safely though, that's good. So let's start moving there. First to speak, Lord Captain, the Augur crew has registered activity in the orbit of Quetzaltemir, one of the worlds of the Winterscale dynasty. According to the report, the Emperor's Vow, the flagship of the rogue trader Caligos Winterscale, is positioned over the southern hemisphere. Lord Captain, this is it, right here. So very close. The quiet whispers, they won't stop. They keep buzzing in both my ears that my little door is somewhere on this world. Alright. Alright, calm down. I need to take care of Winterscale's flagship right now. Of course, Lord Captain. I dare not interrupt any longer. Allow me to repeat, Lord Captain. The Emperor's Vow, the flagship of rogue trader Caligos Winterscale, has been detected in the orbit of Quetzaltemir, one of the Winterscale worlds. What are your orders? Hail the Emperor's Vow. Oh wait, what information does our librarium have on the Winterscale flagship? The Emperor's Vow is a cruiser carrying up to 120,000 crew. Length overall 6,000 meters, beam 1,000 kilometers. Estimated time in service in the Winterscale dynasty, several millennia. It is known for a fact that the ship has undergone many modifications, including the replacement of macro weapons for long-range laser batteries and short-range macro batteries, and I'm afraid this is all we know, Lord Captain. I have only been lucky enough to see an adventure twice in my life. The Imperium Navy considers this ship to be something of a relic. A mighty yet clumsy vestige of the past, its firepower second only to the Imperium battleships. But I have heard quite a few stories about the fickleness of Avengers and the confusing designs of their engines. Incredibly ancient, incredibly complex, incredibly unpredictable, and extremely demanding when it comes to resources. Had I been one of the highborn, though unofficial, rulers of the Expanse, I would definitely have chosen this void ship for myself. The Librarium of House Orsilio also held records on the Emperor's Vow, its most famous owner to be precise. Sebastian Winterscale, a fledgling rogue trader of great promise. It does not know how Sebastian acquired this ship, but Lord Captain Winterscale used it to reverse the law and find a new home in the Cronus Expanse. And this is all you have to report. No, of course not. The officers are about to extend the range of the wave emitters. Lord Captain, the data has been updated. Quetzaltemir's largest continent suffered from moderate Xenos planetary invasion. We also discovered the wreckage of several Aldari vessels on the periphery of the system. Another vessel crashed onto the world, causing minor seismic activity. A dozen shuttles of the Winterscale dynasty are patrolling the space directly above the crash site. I presume the Xenos hunt is in full swing, and the hunter has already caught the scent of its prey. Don't take me. Beg your forgiveness, Lord Captain. The Emperor's Vow has detected the empowered emanation of our augurs and is requesting permission to initiate bonds transfer. What would you have us do? Hail the Emperor's Vow. It will be done. The Emperor's Vow sends greetings to the glorious ruler of the Von Valencia's dynasty. This is Erbright Apdef, his lordship Caligos Winterscale's boxmaster, who has the honor of speaking on behalf of his lord today. The booming voice fills the air, startling a few officers on the bridge. However, you feel that Erbright just essentially covered his tongue is meant to hide his concern. Not even the void of the cosmos can hide your anxiety, Erbright. Now speak. By the gold of the throne, the sign of the Von Valencias are shrewd to a man. You see, Lord Captain had yet another heated argument with the esteemed Incendia Corda, and he had a very good reason for his displeasure. I dare not discuss his lordship's affairs, But I can divulge that we set out to protect the dynasty's rightful demands from the invasion of the profane Xenos. That is how we arrived here at Quetzaltamir. There's no better hunting ground when you need to cool off your head. I believe the Lord Captain said we easily crushed the pathetic mockery of a fleet that was laying siege to the unfortunate world. Of course, most of the Xenos fled, but we did reduce a few other ships to chum for the void beasts. And the Dari fleet, that means there are many more Crudorak survivors than I dared hope. Entrak, I must go to this planet to find them, to try to save them. I will help you find your kinspeople. I am grateful for you, Elentak. Something tells me the story does not end here. You see, your ladyship, one of the Eldari ships crashed on Quetzaltamir, so the Lord Captain chose to descend and finish off the elusive prey, but he's not been able to find his way out of the local woods for over 30 days, and this concerns me greatly. Anticipating the next question, your ladyship, no, I am confident the Lord Captain is still alive. His body and spirit do not break easily. Besides, he is accompanied by Wharton the Grey, who would sell his soul if that helped keep the Lord Captain out of harm's way. May Astarion protect his children. We must halt this frenzy of your still arrival, Elentak, or else by Ish's tears, his subjects will not escape retribution. Restrain your emotions. Anger only serves to cloud your sight. Sometimes you speak just like my kin, Elentak. How could you not find your master over the course of 30 days? Things are not so simple, your ladyship. The Lord Captain last contacted me from the landing point, currently right under the Yellow Belly. We lost about a dozen shuttles and several hundred scouts in the first days of the search, all of whom went down to Quetzaltamir and have never come back. Our shuttles are relentlessly sweeping the airspace where our people perished. This way, they were able to reduce the search area to just a few thousand kilometers, which still does not change the fact that people in the thicket are disappearing without a trace, and something is jamming the Vox transmission. Was there anyone else with Caligos aside from this Wharton? A full hunting party consisting of half 100 hand-picked enforcers and his lordship's personal retinue, naturally. And that leads me to, I think I know what you want from me. Generous favor in return for a generous favor. Find Lord Captain Winterscale on Quetzaltamir and bring him back to the Emperor's vow. I swear by the Golden Throw that I will convince him to side with you in any conflict that occurs in the next 100 years. After all, I am allowed to make deals on the Lord Captain's behalf while he remains unavailable. An excellent way to show Caligos who is the strongest rogue trader in the Expanse. Count me in. Yes. They do say that rising stars burn brighter than the old. The data transfer decree has been signed. My crew will send you the landing coordinates. The God Emperor's grace shine upon you for many years to come. The Boxmaster's thundering voice falls silent, and the machine spirits terminate the connection between the flagships of two great dynasties. Let's land. Let's do this.
Rise to the top, or get left.
The shuttle disappears in the wild vegetation of the island. Several hours pass before the road trader finally admits he has been aimlessly wandering in circles. Any attempts to get back on track or retracing your steps have failed. Vox communication cannot reach the ship. Now becomes clear how Caligos Winterscale could get lost on its own world.
This could be an opportunity.
Nearby. I have learned much in my exile.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting. They always do this in their games towards the
None
end.
are better at
Put
searching.
random puzzles that suck.
A trivial
fun.
task.
Keep your wits.
Quite a few hours pass before something worth noticing finally shows up amid the dense forest. Pile of charred human bones lying in a shallow pit. In front of it, like a standing stone, a broken fire cultivator with melted nozzles is stuck in the ground. Other corpses can be seen in the grass nearby, just as old and charred, but distinctly non-human. Scattered alongside these are Xenos weapons covered in dirt. Some of the weaponry appears to be in working order, so it is still possible to get some use out of it.
Is there money to be made?
In the shade of the tallest trees in this area of the forest, the road trader spots mushrooms that come up as high as her waist, strands of sponge-like tissue hanging from under their pale lilac caps, almost reaching the ground. As soon as the road trader approaches one of the mushrooms, the strands draw in, caps roll up, and the mushroom spews out a cloud of reddish spores. Perhaps it would be wiser to give this place a wide berth.
I always keep my options open.
Well, please. Unless these are too card.
Your kind has no right to exist!
You dare oppose us?
Can I talk? Is there a surrender option?
This tedium is beneath me. Another soul slips beyond the veil. If it serves your cause.
Fate shapes my actions. I will
Turn this favor tenfold.
Why did I not foresee this? On it. Will do. Anything else? Was that you? Or...
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone!
See you back there.
Doubt is for the weak. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. As the Emperor commands, I act.
I answer the call. We all walk our own path. I will not fail the craft world.
I hunger for battle.
Another enemy down. I'll make it happen. I'll see to it, personally. You never stood a chance.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. I'd rather not. Target well
A
struck.
pitiful attempt.
Ha-ha! Reduced to dust. Will rule the stars themselves. Indeed. I will do my duty. My place is at the fore. It will be done. Victory is imminent. One fewer target.
I answer the call.
You will pay an even greater price.
Oh. I did not appreciate that at all.
I move swiftly to strike. I hear you moving. No more. My heart sings with the thrill of battle.
You will pay dearly for your actions.
Anything else we can?
I am not your Xenos pet, monkey.
But of course,
Spirit fades.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act. Forgive my Emperor!
Heal my wounds. High momentum.
Wolves, I will carve runes out of your bones. By claw and fang, the foe will be torn asunder. Die in disgrace.
Oh, bad.
Let us not dawdle. Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Kind of one way in, one way out kind of scenario here, right? Oh no.
Always keep your eye on prize.
The road trader requires rest, and she soon finds a suitable spot for a camp. A meadow with a few fruit trees, a creature with a long body and largely blunt claws leisurely descends from one of the trees. Its muzzle is red as if stained with blood, but it turns out to be merely the juices of the fruit from nearby trees. The fruit has a peculiar taste reminiscent of grox being baked in a sweet and sour sauce. Alright. Keep on keeping on.
That Nomos thing was talking to me. It's weird. Kind of creepy. But it's harmless enough. And very curious.
Idira, for throne's sake, be careful with that creature. We do not even fully understand what it is. Until we do, you would do well to treat it as you would any other dangerous Xenos. For your own safety.
Too hard for a simple monkey.
Alright, which way do I want to go?
I always keep...
That's interesting.
Let us not dawdle. I always have a
I think it's
backup
made
plan.
from wrecked ships. Okay.
Always keep your eye on the prize. Keep your wits about you.
A group of lean young people surround you, shooting anxious glances between you and the gray-haired elder who has stepped forward. Unlike the rest, her skin is completely free of decoration, save for the two-headed eagle branded on her wrinkled forehead. Speak with gods, foresaw our meeting, Starborn. Welcome to the heart of the forest, where leads ahead and her tribe have dwelt ever since the rule of Quetzalcoatl himself. This ruler has ordered her tribe to prepare a feast and warm shelter for our Starborn guests. Please make yourselves at home. Great spirit of the eagle god, we are glad to see you. The ruler will have the joints of your iron skin anointed with the oil of dire oak acorns so that they never corrode. She will have sacred symbols drawn on your precious skin so that the spirits of this place may have no fear of you. Hospitality is the banner of a worthy tribe. Respect for the spirits is the banner of a wise one. A fine planet. And who are you? We are the children of the fiery mother and the pale father who look after us by day and guard us by night. The faithful servants of the two-headed eagle god, who shields our lands from misfortune with his wings. We are the ungone forest-dwelling children of the earth and the guardians of the temple of Quetzalcoatl, the first Starborn to have ever set foot on the virgin soil of this land. The eagle god, you say? Is that his brand burned on your forehead? Oh yes. Many seasons have changed since this ruler received the eagle god's blessing and became the leader of this tribe. Only those close to the gods are allowed to bear their branch, and this ruler is one of them. Those lost souls have forgotten the true image of the god emperor. The only reminder they have is the sacred Aquila. Caligos Winterscale should have concerned himself with educating his worlds, instead of indulging his craving for the hunt. I thought Quetzalcoatl was the name of this place, but you speak as if it were a figure from the past. The legends of this place claim that a long time ago, the first among the Starborn descended upon this world together with this ruler's ancestors, created the ancient cities and temples, and brought the blessings of the eagle god unto these forests and lands. The fast-flowing time has erased the Starborn's name from the minds of the people. Only his title remains, Quetzalcoatl, the first of the chosen, Sky Herald of the Eagle God and Father of the tribes. Why do you call me Starborn? Because you are a Sky Herald of the Eagle God, created by him from the stars, glow in the night sky's darkness. The one who carries his seal in your image, clad in the armor of our ancestors' most ancient prophecies. And was my coming here foretold? Like you've never heard that one before, Lord Captain. Oh yes, speaks with gods as the priest of this tribe, and this ruler's half-brother. He listens to the forest, calls to the earth, wards off the punishing lashes of the skies, and speaks to the eagle god on behalf of our tribe. But before disappearing in the wandering forest, he told this ruler to prepare for your arrival. What else did Speak with Gods predict? Quetzalcoatl is enraged by the invasion of the spirits from darkness that have called a rain of fire and metal upon this world. He demands blood, and blood shall sate the soil. No matter the path chosen by the gods who have come to right the wrong. The spirits from the darkness, so that is how the Monkey of this world see my kin. Invaders, a calamity. But these Monkey have neither teeth nor claws. They are not even aware of the most basic technologies that your kind uses. So then why do my kin burn their world so fiercely? The Starborn will be accompanied by a spirit to put an end to the misfortunes of this world. Thus spoke the priests. Seeing a spirit among the living is wrong. Spirits should stay in the spirit realms, and humans in the realm of the living. You think that several gods have set foot on Quetzaltamir? This ruler has already had the honor to greet a Starborn, as strong as a saber-toothed boar, nimble as a forest jaguar, and as wise as a three-tongued guardian snake. Like a whirlwind, he charged into Quetzaltamir's force, chasing the spirits from darkness that had descended upon this world 3 10-day moons ago. Days ago. The Starborn had lost his priest in battle. He ordered this ruler's brother to help him trace the spirit's footsteps and cleanse Quetzaltamir of their filth. But when Speaks with Gods left his home, something enraged the forest. Thus, both the Starborn and his ruler's brothers were trapped by the ever-changing past and lurking evil spirits. The power of my kin may have disturbed some wild flora of this world, which stay and conceal the remnants of the children of Critterac from the wrath of your rival. That means they are somewhere in the forest, surviving, hiding, preying on one another. Do you know where your brother and the other Starborn are now? The Eagle God Sky Herald wanted to find the den of spirits from the darkness and destroy it, but the forest of Quetzaltamir is as endless as the night skies above. Where the sky touches the forest edge, the Deadlands begin, the realms of death whence there is no return. Something's calling. It's calling and calling there, in the place of no return. Sits the shadow of the one who is both alive and dead at once. The voices are calling me there, calling so desperately, but why? Why? The elder looks at Adira with genuine reverence, sounding slightly after every word, her mouth half open. This ruler's brother did warn that a priestess from the stars would descend upon this ruler's land in her search for answers. Just as he said, she'd wish to head down the path of death to find reincarnation. How do you even survive in these forests? Speaks with God, hears the whispers of the leaves, and can commune with the priest spirits. The entire tribe participates in this soothing rituals, and that allows this ruler to hear her people to tread on safe paths. Offerings of game, protective amulets on the trail. After receiving an affirmative answer, he gives a firm, satisfied nod. And how exactly do we conduct this soothing ritual? Excuse me. The ritual requires a site imbued with the power of Quetzaltamir, the heart of our village, and a priest to perform it. Alas, the fire rain claimed many of this ruler's priests, and thus the ruler's tribe could only pray for the mercy of the Eagle God and his Starborn Sky Heralds. Don't look at me, Lord Captain. I don't know the first thing about this priestly goxwash. Doesn't take a diviner to realize that I fry my brains if I try to mess with some weird ritual, and that's if we're lucky. If I weren't not so lucky, I'd end up frying everybody else's brains. Doesn't sound too promising, does it? Nonetheless, the new ruler knows that you will speak with God's home and soothe the force of Quetzaltamir. The prophecies of the priests have never betrayed our tribe before, and thus this ruler asks you to forget about your worries and rest here, in the heart of the forest. No time for us, I shall set out immediately. Then this ruler and tribe will pray for success to the Eagle God himself, O Starborn. Let's get the goods. Oh.
I always keep my options open. Let us not dawdle.
Well, sure.
Is there money to be made?
Where's he? So what did I miss over here? Alright, and that's where we're going to stop today's episode. We come back, we're going to continue exploring Quitsa Tamir. I think that's how you pronounce it. That's how I'm pronouncing it anyway. With that, I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying this. If you are, please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It means a lot, helps the channel grow, and I do appreciate it. Until next time, love you guys. Hope to see you again soon. Take care now. We'll talk to you later. Bye for now.